Alrighty then. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 227, Advertising Data. One of the questions we get a lot in, down to one bar. I'm going to stop my camera. Don't worry, I'm still here. Okay, advertising data. You got to give it time. If you start a new Amazon ad, it takes about 4 days before it populates properly for you to show you the data of how many impressions you're getting and then how many clicks. And that's the data you're looking at for analyzing the impact of your ad. But at least 4 days, more like 7 for Amazon advertising. For Facebook, and also watch your spend, but Amazon, they're not going to spend all your money right away. So that's otherwise you're going to see those impressions. So don't sweat that. Watch it a little bit, but don't get wrapped around the axle for at least 4 days, probably closer to 7. Facebook, now they'll spend your money right now and really won't show you great data. So you got to watch your spend. You can ratchet that spend up, but initially you've got to watch the spend and then look at your data. And so it's going to take about 4 days before you start seeing any kind of numbers that make sense. So 4 days, a week. You start multiple campaigns on a single book on the same day, and it's going to be a week before you see anything. But what you should see is an increase in sales or not a decrease if you're using ads defensively. If you've just launched a book and you've had a big launch and a big a continuing series of sales, then advertising defensively is to keep that juiced so they don't drop off and fall off the radar screen, and you keep getting some love from Amazon and the other advertisers because you're going to get a high volume of clicks. That keeps it relevant. So you got to give it time, but you should see either, and if you're doing it defensively, then you'll know, okay, hey, this should be where it starts declining, but it's not. So I'm getting I'm getting the sales I'm looking for. If you're just running an advertising promotion like with my German book, I put them out there, no prep, no pre-order, none of that, and then just advertise to build up those sales so I could see the impact of those sales. But it took a long time. It took over a month before I was really getting good increases in sales, as well as the spend. The spend was showing, like 50 euros a week every 2 weeks. So it really wasn't extreme, 100 euros a month. But then that spend started to tick up as the number of impressions, as the number of sales went up. Then you see those impressions go up too, and then it all tracks. And now, if you try to figure out which sales are coming from Facebook, which sales are coming from Amazon ads, this is a tricky thing because we've tried, shut off Facebook ads, and then all the sales drop. You try to restart Facebook ads, and you can't get that energy back. Or if you stop all Amazon ads and you leave Facebook ads, some people see, hey, nothing changes, but more often than not, you'll see that it almost kills sales. So it's to me, it's to keep both ads going, unless at the macro level, and this is where you look at your advertising data. If you're spending $100 a day on a campaign and you're not getting $100 a day back, you're spending more than you're making. And that includes the read through and over time. And that's why time is important when analyzing your advertising data. BookBub, you can advertise on BookBub. You target other authors and their followers, and you can get that in there, and they'll charge you right now, and you won't see any kind of sales data like you will with Amazon that says, gosh, here's the number of purchases, here's the number of page reads that you've gotten off this ad. And that data is shaky at best, but at least they're giving you things saying at least one person we identified bought your book off this ad. and then you can narrow it down off these keywords. So getting that data run, BookBub data, all they'll tell you is here number of impressions that you got, and here was the cost, and thank you for your money. But at the macro, again, are you increasing your sales or not? So that's why 7 days worth of data and looking at it 2 weeks or a month. And keep in mind, 7 touches, that's a standard of marketing. People need to see something 7 times before they commit. And if you're showing it 10, 12 times and they haven't committed, then they're not going to commit. So that's why ads have a best before date that they may run out of juice. But Amazon ads, I don't stop them because what the hell, if they're not spending, it's no big deal. Anyway, that's what I have on Amazon advertising. Victoria, what do you mean by defensively? I did answer that within the thing. I think you might have typed that before I answered it. So there we are. Advertising data. Give it a week. Watch the spend closely. Make sure it's not outspending your earnings, but give it a week and look at it at the macro level. Macro, here's how much I'm spending. Here's how much I'm making. And then you can determine, is this working for me or not? But you got to give it some time. All right, everybody. Peace, fellow humans.